Oh, let's go over some trades. This week's trades are going to be done through the Tradestation platform. I've been testing the Tradestation platform out for quite some time now, close to a year, and I want to talk about my experience with it so far. Cheers. I actually have not been using it as much as I should have. I originally loaded the account with around 50,000 and had a couple of long-term trades that I've done through it, but I haven't been using Tradestation nearly as much for what it was intended to be used for, which is an active trading platform. It has no fees. I pay a subscription fee for real-time trading that's monthly around $110 or so. I actually called in and negotiated these fees down a little bit lower, but I pay no trading costs, no commissions to use this broker. And overall, my experience with the technology and the platform has been pretty good. I do real trades with real money, no paper trading here on this channel. And I kind of want to quickly go over the trades that I did this past week only through Tradestation, compare what I liked about it, what I think they could have done a little bit better, and my overall thoughts about the broker. I took a position on Tesla, a short position, 20 shares. It had worked out pretty profitable for me. I made $40 or $50.
Order filled.
It's not a size, 20 shares on Tesla is not a size that obviously you're gonna see, a couple $1,000s or something like that being made. I was pretty happy with the execution. The execution went very smooth. I got filled at a good price, which is always a good thing, especially with these free brokers.
Order filled.
Keep in mind, they do still make money by selling your trades or your fills to market makers and other companies. They sell your information. That's how these brokers make money. But execution was great. The issue occurred just right after I got out of Tesla, where I was trying to cover Moderna. I noticed that the tape was getting strong again, and of course, I do not feel like holding Moderna through a rift of buying. So I decided to go ahead and cover my Moderna position. I would have made, I think, a little bit of profit had I covered on time. But instead of covering Moderna for 50 shares, I accidentally bought Tesla for 50 shares. You guys can kind of see the footage.
Order filled.
Buying Tesla long is not something I really want to do. It is not the broker's fault that I bought Tesla when I intended to cover Moderna. That was my fault, but I didn't realize the actual platform was so sensitive that if I accidentally click on the name of Moderna or the name of Tesla or any names in general, that it would auto adjust the next order to be that order. So in this case, I must have accidentally clicked on Tesla, and when I went to go cover Moderna, I ended up buying Tesla. Tradestation does give a confirmation screen before the order is placed. Most of the time, I just have a habit of ignoring it. As a day trader, it's very important you get filled very close to the price that you want to get filled at. So I bypass all that most of the time, didn't even read it. The broker was trying to tell me that I was buying Tesla when I meant to cover Moderna.
Order filled. Order filled.
Now, there are other ways to trade on the platform. You can do chart trading and all that stuff. I feel like that type of trading is a little bit slower, where you have to manually enter the order. I use the default settings, and the default settings are very sensitive. So keep that in mind when you're using the broker. As the week went on, I got more and more fluid with Tradestation, and I was actually reading the confirmations going forward. Later on, I took another short position on Tesla. My short positions on Tesla have been working out.
Order filled.
I've been doing it very small, and I'm just trading intraday. So in that way, I'm really minimizing my risk with Tesla stock.
Order filled.
But yeah, I took another short position on Tesla, almost bought Moderna again. Thank you, confirmation screen.
Order filled. Order filled.
I had one of my bigger losing trades on Tradestation, and I didn't lose that much, about $100 on shorting Boeing.
Order filled.
This is probably the only name I traded this week that I didn't mention on my Sunday video.
Order filled.
It would have been a profitable trade had I held it a little bit longer, but sometimes, the tape moves against your strategy.
Order filled. Order filled.
Once again, I'm gonna say this, the execution, I have no complaints about it. Way better than Thinkorswim. Thinkorswim has been effing up left and right. And I just feel like it's because of my relationship with Thinkorswim that I haven't pulled out all my money already. At one point, it was my favorite broker. Not so much anymore, and it's just over execution. Execution in Tradestation, if they probably are making money by selling your trades to market makers, but you're not gonna feel it here as much. Their platform handles that better under the hood, and it still gives you a good execution price. So kudos to that. The other thing I'm gonna just mention is you can kind of see the screen right behind me. I have it up and running. If you look through the footage, what I really like about Tradestation is the vast amount of information I'm able to take in at once. It's a lot of charts running basically all the time. The entire platform runs without any sluggishness. The charts update real time without any lack of any latency or any lack of orders not coming in. This kind of stuff has been really happening with Thinkorswim lately, where I might wait a second or two and then finally the platform starts to update itself after a small period of not updating the orders real time or not updating the charts real time. So overall, a lot of good things to say about the stability of the platform compared to other platforms I've worked with. I've never had a problem logging in during the whole pandemic time. There were times where I had trouble with E-Trade logging in. There was time I had trouble with Thinkorswim logging in. And in fact, earlier this week, I had trouble getting into Interactive Brokers for a few hours. I haven't had any of those tech-related issues with Tradestation. So huge plus for Tradestation in that sense. All right, boys. So I know I mentioned that I'm never going to misclick an order on Tradestation again. I'm better than that now, and I'm smarter than that now. Well, the truth is, old habits die very hard, and I accidentally did it again on Friday. I went to short 20 shares of Tesla. I instead shorted 20 shares of Zoom.
Order filled.
And unfortunately for me, when I looked at the Zoom chart after I shorted 20 shares of Zoom, it was very, very close to the point where if I was actually short the stock, I would consider covering. But I shorted 20 shares of Tesla once again on Friday.
Order filled.
I added on with another 20 shares.
Order filled.
And then as the trade got more and more profitable, I decided to add another 20 shares of Tesla.
Order filled.
The Tesla short was looking like a real snack, you guys, looking like a real snack. I covered my 60 shares on Tesla and Tradestation.
Order filled. Order filled. Order filled.
And then I had to bust out my IB account, I was tired of misclicking on Tradestation. When I started noticing the tape weakness at 11 a.m., I was thinking we were gonna have a sell-off that would continue through the rest of the day. So I wanted to make sure I had a broker that I was super comfortable with. It was very important for me to really make sure the executions were right on the money. With Tesla, what I recommend you do is keep your sizes small. If the trade starts to go profitably, just keep adding. That's why I'm doing this, trading 20 at a time or trading 30 at a time and just adding as the trade goes profitable. Don't add if the trade does not go profitably on an intraday basis, but add if it goes profitably. With the order execution on IB versus pretty much any other broker, I can at least really get out when I need to. And even if I put market orders in and not limit orders, I feel like they always get filled at a good price. With IB, you are paying for that though. Keep in mind, I'm paying commissions. For Tesla, where, you know, every cent matters, I kind of feel like it's worth it to have that next level execution. Once again, the biggest downside with IB is the fact that I can't watch multiple tapes, which is why Tradestation has an edge over that all day, any day. Anyway, overall, I have nothing but positive things to say about Tradestation. I can watch multiple charts at the same time. I think I can watch up to 16 tickers at the same time reliably, just moving my eyes from left to right. Pricing is actually very competitive when you try to get your orders filled. I've never had a moment where my order got filled and I'm like, how the fuck did I get filled at this bullshit ass price, right? This hasn't happened in Tradestation. You know, although I do wish the execution was a little bit better, it's honestly nothing. I mean, this is like first world, extreme, like whiny trader problems that I'm complaining about. And it's really not that big of a deal, I think, for most people, even for myself. The other thing I want to say, Tradestation is a platform designed for traders. Even some of the things that I was complaining about, you can avoid that by setting up chart trading. You can basically have the buy or sell symbol right next to the chart, kind of similar to the way Thinkorswim does it. You can customize all that. Having said all that, I don't feel like that feature is that smooth. I really like their active trader layout, which you'll see on the top right. That's what's called their day trader layout by default. The one other downside that I will say, it probably won't be making another appearance on the vlog for a little while, in terms of, I feel like it's very hard to show that Tradestation executed this order at this time. You don't get that pop-up you do with IB, or the pop-up you even do with the hated Thinkorswim, which makes it obvious that the order was placed or the order was filled. But in terms of, like, I would say new trader usage, for whatever reason, I still cannot figure out. People have a hard time digesting the information that Tradestation is feeding them at once. It just looks overwhelming and confusing to most new traders. So that's the one big downside I would say about Tradestation. I feel like it is designed for a more serious trader, one who isn't using 4 or 5 other brokers like me. Overall, great experience with it, and my complaints are essentially just a lifetime of different habits I picked up from using other platforms. Anyway, that's all I had for this week. Wanted to go over my experience with Tradestation. This is not a comprehensive review of what you can do on it, just my personal experience and my personal take on Tradestation. So till next time, trade safely, let's make some money, and I'll talk to you all soon.
I just want the money.